If you're struggling with addiction, there definitely is a way out. I would love to say it's easy, but it does take a willingness to accept the help that's being offered. And I had to really put my own ego on a back burner and accept the fact that I simply could not stop using on my own. I never really thought it was the alcohol and the drugs that were having the negative impact on my life. I just thought I never got my break, right? When I was 25, I got into a union and I really thought that was it. You know, my life's gonna be great now, making the big bucks. As I progressed through the apprenticeship program, started making more money, my life didn't change. Still drove a crappy car, still had a crappy apartment, still had no money in the bank, and all I did was drank more booze and started to do more expensive types of drugs. I became unemployable. I simply couldn't hold a job because I was missing too many days in a row. And with that came bans. So my choice of employers quickly declined. Then I basically just gave up on looking for work, gave up on paying bills, and totally chose my addiction. I ended up living on the streets for about 3 years, I guess, 3 or 4 years. I was utilizing shelters, had a tent for a short time. I used to tell myself that this was an okay way to live, you know, no responsibility, do what I wanted. And it was 100% lying to myself. It was a really not a very obviously healthy way to live. I would pretty much find any place that had any kind of shelter from the elements, and this is one of the places I would hang out at. Definitely not the highlight of my life, but we did what we needed to do to get out of the weather and the rain and wind and just have a little bit of privacy. As you can see, it's not very hospitable, but can't believe I'm doing this. We would pretty much just chill out anywhere, a little bit of shelter. We would, cars, obviously, it's a road behind me, and it was dark. We wouldn't come here during the day, but only at night, and you know, a little bit of protection from the elements and from people, and kind of just do our thing. I ended up staying clean through 12-step programs and through different agencies in town that still supplied me with the support, and I was still very good at my job. And once the booze and drugs were removed, I excelled. Worked my way up the ladder, and I wasn't even really meaning to. I just kept wanting to be the best person I could be. And with every new promotion came a little bit of more ego, and with the more ego, I stopped doing the little things that I needed to do to stay clean, and ended up going to Mexico and thought, hey, I didn't even really give it a second thought. Somebody commented on how good the tequila was, and I had a shot of tequila, and it was really quite amazing how quickly I bought into the maybe I'm not that same person anymore, maybe I can control my drinking. I still maintained my employment, I was still doing a good job, and as my addiction progressed, I started drinking quite a bit more, and then I got back into my drug of choice, and then I was right back where I started. My coworkers, when I bumped into them in town, I felt incredibly shameful. I was trying to think of what they were thinking about me, you know, being all judged and everything, but they weren't. They really were caring and compassionate, and they reached out to me, but I basically just let the negative thoughts back in my head and stopped caring again and just gave up. Luckily, I made up my mind that enough's enough. I went to treatment back in the 12-step meetings, which I very much enjoy, and I sure hope this time I remember that I need to be in active recovery forever. When I'm not actively engaged in the things that keep me clean, I seem to forget. And it's funny how my mind lies to me like that, but I'm glad I'm aware of it, and I'm very glad that I've accepted it. I've accepted the fact that I simply can't safely use drugs or alcohol at all. Once I drink once or do anything, I'm off to the races. You can see this one's pretty grown in, but it was quite common along the river here to see quite a few tents hidden in the bushes. It's amazing how quickly a person learns how many candles they need in a tent to stay warm at -30, and how many blankets. It's wow, looking around here is tell you, I'm glad I'm not existing like this anymore. I did go back to my trade, and I noticed the long hours and the big paychecks and the promotions were starting to have the same effect on my thinking. So I decided to look for another career choice, and an opportunity presented itself with the Center of Hope. They were very big in my life anyway. They helped me open doors that I couldn't open for myself, and they supported me when I was in a very bad frame of mind. And what better way to stay engaged in my recovery than to get a job with an agency like that and to help other people struggling with their own barriers.
Center of Hope is a daytime drop-in center for people experiencing homelessness or at risk of homelessness. Chris works with the Housing First Department, which is part of the government's 10-year plan to end homelessness. He's amazing. He brings lived experience with him, so he can relate to our clients on a better level than some of us who don't have that lived experience, and our clients kind of relate to him because they know he's been through it, and they know that they can talk to him, and he's a very good listener, and he's just an all-around great guy. He really is.
Generally, addiction isn't just like, it's not about just removing the drugs or the alcohol. There's usually underlying causes, so it's getting them in touch with the right people that can help them with that. I'm not a counselor, but I do have conversations with my clients, of course. I used to think I was very unique in my thinking and my situation, but it wasn't the case at all. A lot of people walk the same road I have, and without their help and without the help of agencies like this, there's no doubt in my mind that I would still be just existing and not living life at all. So I'm incredibly grateful for the opportunity that I have to work with the Center of Hope and working with people that are just like me and helping them along their way.
He's an inspiration to a lot of people, and I think that's why he's so good at his job as well, because he can inspire people and let them know that it is possible to change, it is possible to make those choices, and I think he's a fabulous person, and he's come so far.